Welcome in, everybody, to Reality After Show. I'm your host, Bobby Goodsby, joined as always by my co-host and good friend, Wayne Memmott. Wayne, how you doing tonight?
I'm wonderful. How are you guys? I'm wonderful. I'm very tired. I'm not too high, I promise. If my eyelids droop, this is usually my bedtime. I usually just go to bed after Survivor, but now I'm doing a podcast. Not have to, get to, and in the pleasure to stay up late and talk about this season of Survivor.
Oh, I feel so bad.
49, episode 4.
I was feel so bad for talking your ear off for the first 20 minutes while we're just sitting here talking and chatting. But I feel bad that you're West Coast or East Coast time. Excuse me, I'm West Coast time, and
No.
I always forget. To me, this is I have to watch Survivor at 5 o'clock. It's way too early to watch it,
dude. So jealous of West Coast life just from live television viewing alone. Just love that football games start. Oh, the 1 o'clock games start at 10 a.m. Hell yes. I'm already up. I've already lived 4 hours of the day. I'm ready to watch football at 10 a.m. and be done by, I don't know, 7:30 or whatever. I don't know how the time zones work. 8:30 or just done with football for the day. And you're like, oh, cool. Now I'll just snuggle with my wife and hang out and watch whatever she wants to watch. Oh, West Coast time zones for football. Amazing.
I couldn't disagree more because maybe it's because we've had our sides for so long that yes, I do agree the 10 a.m. for football is awesome, but the thing that sucks, the caveat, is when they have the stupid ass 6:30 in the morning games for the London and Dublin and whatever. Those
especially
suck.
You being a Vikings fan and them always playing back to back 6:30 a.m. Sunday.
Working as a bartender where I'm up till 2, 3 in the morning. I have 3 hours of sleep. I have a kid to get up to watch the game with me, just holding her while I'm half awake trying to watch it. Watch the game.
Bummer.
It's rough. And here's the other thing too, is I'm a night owl. So I would love for me to be able to be at the bar working and still have football on at midnight, 1 a.m. There was a couple weeks ago, you guys had the 4 p.m. game and then they had the 7 p.m. game, which I know the East Coasters hated. I loved it. I wish you would have had more of that because I want to see a game go late into the night at my bar. Because guess what? As soon as the games are over at 8 p.m., everyone leaves, right? So it would keep my business going.
Bartender chat. I also at my bar. Here's the deal: we don't have any TVs, so no one cares what happened. No TVs. We're one of the only bars in the world. No TVs. Why? Why do you need a TV?
Because football, sports, what have you?
I'm there. We got a free jukebox. We got a pool table. We got live music every night. Why do we need a TV?
Bro, we got live TV. It'll change business forever.
No, never have a TV. Never have a TV. We got free internet. You could watch it on your phone. Bring your tablet. Who cares? I'm not going to stop you from watching the game. We got a great deck out back. You can go out there. You can put it on the speaker outside. No speakers inside. Headphones inside. But outside, you can use your speaker. That's fine.
All right. Well,
good Wi-Fi.
About East Coast and West Coast.
All right. We got Survivor. See, we got to fill some time. All right, folks. We already know what happens in this episode.
Do you feel like this episode was any better than the first 3? Do you feel like this episode is even remotely better? I want to hear why.
Yes. First of all, because we actually got a little bit of something from a lot of the people that are playing Survivor, because we can't just focus on Alex and Sophie the whole thing. So I will say that this episode calls into question a lot of my I guess conspiracy theories. I don't know. Sound off in the comments if you think the same thing. Man, the tribes were split pretty fucking perfectly, weren't they? Wasn't it split pretty goddamn perfectly? Very fucking perfectly. And man, that seems questionable. I mean, I know mathematically it's probably going to happen that way. It's probably one of those things where someone's like, well, actually, it's this most statistical way it's going to happen or whatever. But boy, that seems very questionable. What do you think, Bobby?
So, okay, let's get into that, how the tribe formations work. So we have the new Kele is Alex, Sage from red, Shannon from red, and then from yellow, from Hina, we have Steven, Christina, MC, and Sophie S. Now on New Hina, We have Sophie from
Sophie S, who
blue.
I forgot was even playing. Not gonna lie, so I didn't even know that Sophie S was even a character. She had one line, and I was like, "Who the hell is that? Is that Sage? Oh no, Sage is behind her. Who the fuck is that person?" I'm sorry.
I mean, we have Sophie S and Sophie B, and it sucks to be Sophie S because you're not the most popular Sophie on your own season. But yeah, we have Sophie B, Jason, and Matt from Old Hina, now part of New Hina. And then from Old Red, Uli, we have Savannah, Nate, Rizzo, Jawan. Now, here's the thing. Is it not just and I say this with all the passion in the world, and I've talked about it on my live stream. If you guys haven't checked that out, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 12 noon Pacific to 2 p.m. Pacific, I go live and talk about all things reality TV, twitch.tv/Bobby Goodsby, and here on at After Show on YouTube. Now, also, guys, something we're doing differently tonight. We don't have Johnny here. We don't have Gabe here, but there's still a lot of fun to be had. Get your comments read live here on stream. They're going to read your comments.
We're reading comments. Let's go.
Normally, Johnny wants only super chats, but Johnny's not here. Johnny's not running the show.
Boo.
We are.
We're all poor in this economy. We can't super chat shit. Let's highlight this first one. Get John up here.
Yes,
John, this is exactly what I'm feeling. John Steerley, get up here.
Let's get him. So John says this episode was evidence that Survivor going back to a true two-tribe format every once in a while would be ideal.
Agreed. Imagine if there was two. Imagine if there was like how many? Two more people on either tribe right now. Boy, that would be a fun and interesting tribal council when it's not just a 4-2 split. Like every person knows how to play a 6-person tribe now because we've seen it played out so many times. Yes, John, I agree. We should be switching it up every once in a while. I'm not saying ditch 3 tribes forever. I am saying there should at least be 7 people in each tribe if there are 3 tribes. But bring it around, switch it up. Come on, production, do your job. Change things up, make it different, make it interesting. Keep us guessing, the viewer. The viewers should not have so much information that going into the game, they're like, I'm going to play it this way for this many days and then go to this and then go to this and have it work. It should not work because it needs to be changing and not by bullshit little like, I found this weird advantage birdcage that we just made up.
Yeah. Yeah. Real quick, guys, just one thing. I just want to see, is my stream looking okay on your guys' end? Because I see Wayne going in and out, but I don't know if that's my end or Wayne's end or what. But
I'll tell you on my end, you look great. You sound awesome. You know, you look good. You got a fresh cut.
To you guys. No, don't even get me started on the haircut.
Yeah, I know. I heard all about it. I know. That's why I said it.
Don't even get me started on the haircut. It's growing so fucking slowly. Look at this.
It looks like it's like animated. It's
What's
like a cartoon character's haircut. Yeah. Wow. I don't even know why you wash your hair. I think water pretty much does the job.
Product at least hides the gray, but like shit, now I can't even put product in and now it's just even grayer. I'm like, my daughter comes up to me, she's like, oh, it feels like snow. I'm like, I swear to God, it's not too late to put you up for adoption. I'm just saying. No, honestly though, it'll grow back and it'll grow back even thicker and better. And okay, I'm trying to be optimistic, guys. I really am.
Yeah, right.
Even people at work are giving me a hard time. You guys should see the work. It's like a comedy show. Like all of a sudden, everyone's a goddamn comedian working at my work. Okay,
hats,
even
baby.
The dishwasher.
Love a hat.
Oh, I got my hats all over here. So
I know you're a big hat boy.
I'm a big.
What do you think,
boy.
Bobby? 2 tribes. I think we've cemented. I think we're pretty much a podcast of firmly like we want to see 2 tribes, lots of people again. But what do you think?
I agree. No, I think that the 2 tribe format obviously is where it's at. The problem is, the only reason we got the 2 tribes is because shit went completely haywire and we lost someone via a snake bite in Jake. And that's the only reason we got the 2 tribes. I guarantee you, if the 2 tribes wouldn't be a thing, if we didn't lose Jake there, we would have had a tribe swap. And Jeff said in this episode where he's like, oh, this is not normally where we would do the tribe swap. This is always where we do the tribe swap. This is nothing new. The episode 4 is usually the tribe swap situation. Right. Sometimes 5, but realistically 4 is the realistic answer for that. And maybe I'm a little bitter in the fact that the tribe swaps ended out the way they did. That basically is like wash and repeat with the whole four strong, and then get everyone else out. Like, no one is making a game move because it's honestly the smart move to stay with your side of the tribe, right? Like, it's the right way to play. But if you're someone like Jawan, like, what are you doing? You're clearly on the bottom. You need to make a move. Like, why are you sticking with these people that are going to not have your back when it comes down to it?
We could talk about that as we get through the episode. I have thoughts on that. Yeah, no, I agree. We'll talk about that one. I think that absolutely comes up. Thanks, John, for coming in. I just want to say one quick thing about Tatsuya in my ex-Survivor cast members doing political ads. Don't fucking care. Get that bag, baby. Do whatever you can do. You're famous now. Do whatever you can do. You want it? I mean, I might not like you. I don't know. I don't even know what this is about. So, Bobby, maybe you know what this is about. Yes. But okay.
Yeah, so I didn't see it until tonight, actually, when I was posting stuff on social media. Shout out to you, Tatsuya, for pointing this out to me. Someone posted, or he posted and retweeted it to me, that basically there's an ad campaign in New York using survivors like at a tribal council, like doing their vote and voting out who was it, Cuomo, voting him out of office and voting for this other person. It was an ad for that person running for, I'm pretty sure, the Democratic Party, and it was just
so Survivor. It wasn't necessarily like, hey, I'm blah 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 and I'm voting for this person. It's like they're using footage of Survivor.
Well, no. They're using they made a set from like Tribal Council.
They DIY'd?
Yes, they're using past survivors who are voting for that other person and saying, this, you've done this wrong, like, what have you. We can't support you, blah, 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 as they're voting, right? And then it's the person being like, I support this message or whatever.
I don't even know who this involves. I don't even want to know. I don't care.
I'm not in New York, so I don't give a shit.
It's Mamdani. I guarantee it's from Mamdani.
It is.
Yeah, nobody cares. I don't care.
Here's the thing.
Get your bag.
Because the reason they're bringing this up is because I talked about this on my last stream, where it's like, I don't think politics should be involved in the show. This, like, for instance,
not in the show, but this is outside the show.
But like, people on social media saying that they won't root for a person because of their political affiliation, or like liking a post of like Trump, or liking a post of
bullshit,
Biden, or what have you.
That's the whole point of the fucking show. That's the whole point of the show. The whole point of Survivor is bringing all these people together. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about their lives outside of the game. I only care about them as characters inside of the game.
Yes,
I'm not going to be a person that's going to bother them. I know Kenzie had a whole big thing where she was basically like constantly harassed and like bothered and stuff like that at her salon. It's just like, man, leave these people alone. They are people outside of this. They're just like you and me. That's why they're on this show. We all think differently. Who cares? If you don't like the way they think, then don't follow them anymore. Make sure they get none of your money. That's it. That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
I just don't give a shit what their political affiliation is. Because guess what?
No.
That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about their gameplay on Survivor. And if you think that you can't root for these people because, they liked a Trump tweet, or they liked a Biden tweet, or what have you, like, I just don't give a fuck what your political affiliation is.
No. Was Jonathan a guy? Wasn't Jonathan a guy everyone hated because of political stuff after the game or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't follow it very closely, and I'm sure he and I don't agree on very much, if much at all, politically. Yeah, I loved watching him play Survivor.
Thank you. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't give a shit what their political affiliation is. Their whole character on my screen. We even had a political podcaster last season that went out first, and I don't care what side they're on. I just wanted to see them as a television character on my screen. Yeah. And I might not agree with their choices. I might agree with their choices. I don't know. I didn't care to look. I just cared to watch.
I do kind of wish we got more John Lovett. I like him. I think he would have been very fun on the show, but whatever. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's talk about this episode. Yeah. Cool.
Good.
We both look good. Thank you, Paragos. And Oh,
Paragoose
goes. Oh, we still got to go. I didn't even put it together. We still had a shoe bandit. We got to shoot the ghost of Jake stole Sophie B's shoes on this episode. That's so funny.
True.
That's how bad the editor team of Survivor is, and the production is like they didn't even coerce somebody to say, "Oh, I guess the shoe bandit strikes again" or whatever. I don't know. Tommy does watch.
That's a great point. I'm so bummed I didn't realize that ahead of time. That the shoe bandit strikes again, even from overseas. And yes, I know you're seeing the other comment too.
Just flash it and then take it down, and let's pause comments for a minute. Let's talk about this episode.
Yes, let's stop. So let me get to my notes real quick. I pulled a Johnny and pulled notes, but I won't be as in depth and like have little one-liners like Johnny does. So Blue loses. Okay, we will talk about the shoe real quick. They lose the boat and Sophie loses shoe.
Just to tell everybody else, hey, we will get to your comments. We're going to talk about the episode a little bit, and then we'll like kind of when there's a comment that forces us to come back, we'll come back and talk about address the comment. So keep commenting. We're going to come back, but we're going to get on. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're back on the beach. They're asleep. They have no shelter, or they do have a shelter, but they don't use it.
Yes. So sorry, it's breaking up on my end. But I know that it looks good over here, so I'm trying to pay attention over here. So I apologize from my end. It looks good on my end, but it's just your audio is kind of off on my end. But it's okay. We're gonna work through the technical difficulties for me. So, for Blue loses their boat. Sophie loses a shoe. It's just so fitting at this point for the Kale tribe that like this is like their life, and now we finally go in and we talked about the shoe. Like, what do you think about how is there possibly a situation where someone left their shoes behind for her to use? Like, were you watching that being like, I call BS, or did you actually think like someone's so dumb that they didn't think, oh, I better bring my shoes to tribal council?
I was trying to think whose shoes were it. Was it Annie? It's got to have been Annie's shoes. It had to be Annie's shoes. And do I think Annie would just like leave without her extra pair of shoes? Yeah, probably. Like I could believe it, and then be just a little bit too big, like probably enough to be uncomfortable. They weren't Jake's shoes. It could have been Jake's shoes because he wasn't wearing his shoes when he was evacuated. So, did Jake have tiny feet? I don't know. I don't know. Jeremiah. I think Jeremiah is probably very particular due to the astrological signs that they are. I have no idea. Probably a Libra. Who cares? Don't come for me in the comments on that. Come for me. Actually, engage. Come for me in the comments. I don't know your zodiac sign.
Thank you.
Please come for me in the comments. Yeah. Who else? Yeah.
Well, here's the other thing I want to put out there.
Nicole.
Do we think that it could have been Jake's because Jake wasn't wearing his shoes when the freaking snake bit him, and when would he have had time to go back and grab his shoes? Like
if they were Jake's, I want someone for production or Jeff to come like pause, free frame. Hey, I'm Jeff Probst. I just want to tell you because it's funny, they're Jake's shoes. Back to where we're going. Just like I want somebody to come. I want them to tell someone to say, "Hey, those are Jake's shoes" or whatever. Anyway, whatever.
Okay, so obviously, and they were kind of smaller shoes, so I really do think that they weren't Jake's, but like
no, I think they were Annie's.
I think they were Annie's as well. Okay, so let's go on to the tribe swap portion. The tribe swap happens. No challenge. We find out that there's going to be no challenge that day, which they totally fooled me. I thought for sure we were getting some kind of balance board competition, and that didn't happen. But that's going to be probably a prop for later on. What did you think of the Hina tribe walking into camp going, Hina, Hina, Hina? Like, it really was cringe, in my opinion. Like, watching them, the red tribe being like, this is so cringe. Like, what are you guys doing? I couldn't be more in line with them.
Everybody that is playing this current game of Survivor, except for the Sophie I don't know, is cringe. I don't know the others.
Fruit. We know that.
Every single person is cringe. Actually, no, Sophie is cringe because she's like poo-pooing the only food that they've seen that's not a coconut in like 7 days or whatever. They're all cringe. That's the problem. That is the problem with the casting, is that like it is all cringe, and that's fine. It's just cringe Survivor, and you got to go along for the ride, and it's still going to be fun gameplay, but there's going to be a lot of cringe moments, especially early on. They're just, it is. It's editing, it's the casting, it's the whole thing. It's Jeff. It's all the way down. Everything goes up to the leader. But good things happen. Everything he does is cringe. The whole thing.
I do want to bring up this comment. I know this is a little off topic. It's back to what we were saying, but I want to know who you guys voted for in the 86 election. My subscription to this channel is based on your answer. I wasn't alive in 86, so you don't have to worry about that. How about that?
I was 1 year old, so I could not vote. If I could vote, Reagan. I don't know. Was he running? Was the guy
running at that time?
I don't fucking know. Mondale. You keep talking about the episode. I'm gonna figure out who the 86 presidential election was. And
I couldn't tell you. I was born in 89, so I was still a twinkle in my parents' eye at that time.
Dude, your parents didn't even vote in the 86 presidential election. I think they didn't have kids. They were busy with a life.
They were probably what, 24. So okay,
Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, I was figured it was Reagan. I couldn't tell you who the other one was. Jimmy Carter?
I'm looking.
I don't know.
No, Carter.
I don't know who voted or like who was around. I know that's like around that time era, but I couldn't tell you.
This is taking too long to look.
Way too long. All right, let me go back to this one.
Wikipedia is no help. All right.
One also says, "Welcome to reality shows in 2025. Everyone does something cringe, and the show will do something cringe." I mean, we got exactly one. Like to that point is last season we got them all coming in. We got freaking Shaheen doing the like the Survivor song, whatever it may be, and like there's just cringe moments, or they're all like saying stuff for the rice. I forgot what it was. Like I'd have to pull it up off the top of my head, but there's those cringe moments that they do that they're all like chanting or doing something. No one likes that. That's not for anyone, Jeff. Like no one wants to see that. I do like that they kind of leaned into, hey, it's kind of stupid in this episode. At least they finally gave us that. But usually Survivor's like, oh yeah, we promote this kind of weird behavior.
First of all, I'd like to say there was no presidential election in 1986. It was 1984 and 1988. 1984 was Ronald Reagan and Walter Mondale. 1988 was Bush and Dukakis. So I was like kind of right based off the wrong year. So anyway, sorry, back to Survivor.
You nailed that. There was no way I would have got any of that.
I mean, I smoked weed through politics class. All right.
All right. So we get to the tribe swap portion, right? And the tribe swap kind of works out in a weird favor. Like both sides kind of still have a life in this situation where you have 4 against 2, and then 1 of each of the blue on that side. It is weird that worked out that way, but we have seen it where basically a full tribe on one side and a full tribe on the other side, and like 1 or 2 people in between that are just screwed no matter what. So I do prefer this situation, especially with the 2 blues going 2 different ways. I like that. I like that the fact that they weren't there, because I think it takes a massive target off their back being a solo on the camp, where yes, they're not necessarily the determining vote. They're not the person that can really have the sway and be like, hey, pull me to one side or the other, but they're in a position where they can go with the numbers like Sophie did and really lean into, I can be loyal to you. I can be a loyal person to your cause. And they're going to always pick up that 1 versus the 2, especially when the 2 are coming from the strongest side against them.
Yeah. You said something about, I can't remember which podcast, about like how you're like, oh man, I really do think maybe Sophie like wins this. Yes. I was like, no fucking way. And now I'm watching this episode. I was like, yeah, absolutely. I can definitely, after this episode, be like, yep, this is a winner's edit. That's exactly what it is. You know how I know? We didn't hear from Alex one single time after the tribe swap.
Yep.
We did not see Alex on screen, someone who has been on our screen for 3 straight episodes, someone that we want to maybe hear about. Hey, what's going on in this shitty tribe? What's going on the other side of the beach? We have no idea. And so that's why I'm like, very Sophie centric. So she's not booted out tonight. This is, she's final 3 for sure. Like it's almost without even question.
John says everyone is cringe besides Savannah, and even if she is, she's island hot, so who cares? Another great point.
Well, we don't objectify people's bodies on this show.
But I'm not saying about the hot part, but like she's not cringe because a lot of the storyline is coming from her point of view, right? Like majority of
she's still a newscaster, and I guarantee I've met so many newscasters, they're all fucking cringe. Yeah. All of them. They're the cringiest of the cringe. They're so cringe. It's like when water is so hot that your brain tricks you into thinking it's cold. That's what newscasters are, is on the cringe scale.
All right, so I'm going to get back to this. We get to the tribes going to their new beaches, and what a difference it is from old Keely and old Hina. I love the scene that we get of Rizzo and Savannah on the hammocks being like, how funny is this that we get the Hina hammocks and they only had it for one day. And they worked so hard to get it. It was great.
Man, I don't know. These types of things, especially like no fire at this point in time, it is an extreme disadvantage. Like it is an extreme disadvantage to like have a hammock to lay on, or to have this like, well, the most comfortable spot is on the beach, but you can only sleep until 5:30 because that's when the water steals your shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like what, like I'm not saying make it good for everybody, make it miserable. It's like you're going here, you're going there. Oh, by the way, all of those things you guys won, they're all gone, but you get fire, right? So it's like, anything you might have won, that's all gone. New reward section, but you get fire and a machete or whatever. You get to live a normal, like you can cook something if you find it life.
I honestly still think that they should give them more. Like, I don't need to see this. I've said it a million times. I don't need to see one tribe just completely decimated, only living off of worms. And why is it such a disparage between one tribe beach to the other? It's like astronomical.
Jeremiah, I guarantee, was casted because of how good he probably is with words, because you watch him in the early part of the season, you're like, oh, this is going to be one of our storytellers. And then he gets to a point where he's so hungry that he can't put a sentence together, remember the names of one of the 3 other people on his tribe.
Yeah.
It's like, we don't need to see that.
No, give him anything. Give him a goddamn machete to at least open up a coconut. Like, I don't need to see them starving.
Yes. No.
I don't.
No.
I think because it works.
Then also when they're a little more nourished, maybe they're a little more interesting at camp. Maybe they have the energy to go walk around and have talks and, give your camera people something to do. I don't know how many times, I mean, especially this episode at the tribe that wasn't voted out, the blue tribe, right? Yeah, it was blue. Yeah. The camera guys, were they just like hanging out, not doing anything? We saw nothing. We saw nothing.
That gets back to my point where, like, even though, yes, we got the 2 tribe format for this sequence and for this tribe swap, we still didn't get enough from the losing tribe. And I just felt it before we even went into the immunity competition that yellow Hina was going to lose. New Hina was going to lose because we were getting so much more of their perspective that we might get 2 segments from Hina to maybe a half a segment of new Kile. And that was very, very frustrating because it's like you have 90 minutes and we're still not able to show enough to make you wonder who the tribe is that's not going to go to tribal council. Yeah. Like I hate that.
All we got was Alex being like, this is our camp. Look how shitty it is. And then like the next cut was like, everyone be like, it ain't that bad. And then that was it. That was all we got. We had no idea about this hell beach that everyone, this hell hole or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I guess it kind of sucks too or whatever. I do want to the other one. That was sick.
I do want to bring that up a little bit because what we did get, I do want to get into. So first off, when Sage is talking in front of the group and they're all introducing themselves, why is it that in the first introduction, the first thing you bring up, and we've talked about it on this podcast because it really bothers me, is that you'll have a blackhead collection. Why? Why does that have to even come out of your mouth? Why does that have to be any kind of knowledge like to these
because
people?
Okay, one of two things. I have a theory about this. One of two things. One, it worked one time. It's the same reason why men can't call women, because one time in history, maybe it worked and they're all hoping it works again. I don't know. The other option is this is what ChatGPT told her as a cover, and she's like a billionaire that we've never heard of or something like that, you know,
Right?
like she's just like some eccentric, like, haha, I donated like X amount of dollars to Jeff and I'm on here and I don't even need the money or whatever. Like, and this is her cover story. I have no idea why you would say that.
Well, here's the problem I have with it is that you get someone like Steven who's talking about out of the two, because you're already in a numbers game, right? You're already in a numbers game where you're part of the two that are part of the other big tribe that has the other numbers compared to this tribe. And you're the one who's kind of the eccentric one. You're the one that's kind of out there. You don't want to give them any reason to put a vote on you. If you just go in there and be like, I'm Sage, this is who I am, hello, blah, 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 and then kind of fade into the background, Shannon's done more than enough, in my opinion, through watching this episode to put the target on her back. But when you go and you say something weird like that, and she had Steven, who even said, like, listen, she's quirky and I like quirky, I can work with people like that, you know, but like you can tell there was also a side of him that in that conversation, in that confessional where he's saying that, it was always, she was secondary to his original thoughts on Shannon. And that's where you don't want to be, because even that quirkiness, that weirdness, that what have you, right? Which maybe in the real world, she seems like she's probably an awesome person in the real world, but you're in a game
I want to be friends with her.
Where you're in a game where people can pinpoint one little thing against you and just be like, okay, this person's a little quirky, they're cool, but like, can I really work with them? They're kind of oddball. Or someone is playing a better social game, I should probably go with that person, right?
Listen, I'll tell you something, that this is, if I ever go on Survivor, if I ever get a chance to go on, this is how I will play. This is my strategy. A dear friend of mine once told me, never miss a good chance to shut the fuck up. And that is what some of these people need to do, including Sage in that very moment.
Yes.
Hey, I'm Sage. I'm a little weird. I pee in the ocean too many times. That's it. That's it. That's all you need to say. Hey, you pull someone in. Let me tell you something real secretive. I've collected blackheads. That's how you know we trust each other. Like that's her showing an idol. That's what she does.
It's so frustrating because I feel like Shannon's doing enough to put the target on her back, but because Sage is so quirky, it's like, oh, but that's just a quirky person we're never really going to take seriously, you know?
Right.
And the thing is, Shannon has just as many moments where she's kind of quirky and kind of out there with her like stuff she says and does, but it's still not as weird as what Sage is putting out there.
Dude, is Shannon Gabler? Or not Shannon, is Sage Gabler?
Oh, Sage is Gabler for sure. Shannon is like Ozzy meets.
Yeah.
I don't even Philip. You know?
Yeah.
Like I kind of get that vibe from Shannon where she's kind of like Ozzy meets Philip, in where she's saying things that in past seasons would get you instantly kind of outcasted. And not the whole God thing. Like the God thing is like whatever. Like when Sage kind of gets onto her, like I'm personally a Christian, like I have no problem with that. But I could see how if you put that out there so much, it could rub people the wrong way. Like even the thing is, like what I'd say with my own personal beliefs and with what I put out there when I'm working my job, when I'm on the podcast, what have you. I don't like to get into political stuff. I don't like, besides obviously making fun of like the political stuff we talked about earlier, but like I don't talk about my personal politics. I don't talk about my personal beliefs. Yes, I just said I was Christian, but I'm not going to bore you guys with like all the details on that. That's just something you just don't do. And that's with like my job, with my podcasting, with relationships.
Right.
People don't need to know that stuff because guess what? It doesn't involve them, and you can have your own personal connection with any of those things. But those are such hot fire topics that they're gonna instantly segregate you in one way or the other, right? Like
Right.
it's things that
Right.
are going to be such hot fire topics that they're not going to be good for your game because someone just might not agree with you in the real life. Right. And that's literally
Dude.
at that point, you're bringing in real life to a game about a social manipulation game, a social strategy game, more than
Right.
anything. And even people
Right.
that might agree with you, like Sage was saying, where she was like, oh, you know, she might actually be like this in real life, but I feel like it's kind of schemy. That's another issue, is you bring in those two hot fire topics that it's instantly going to be like, even if that is your beliefs, people are going to question it because it is a game.
Right. Yeah, I agree 100%. Never miss a good chance to shut the fuck up.
You got to listen more than you talk. That's always what the greatest Big Brother Survivor players, what have you, their number one thing is listen more than you talk, or always bring back the topic to what the other person is saying. If someone's talking about themselves, ask about what they're saying about themselves.
That's what the Sophie we know is doing, that we saw on the other side when Nate woke up and he's like, oh, you know, I was dreaming about my kids. And she's like, oh, I got goosebumps, you know, like,
yes,
makes you want to cry. Like, even if she's kind of faking, that's exactly, I don't think she was, but that's exactly what you have to do. You have to leave yourself open to moments like that, where when somebody else could say something, that you can find a way to not say, oh, I also miss my mom, or what you like. Oh, I hear you. I see you. Let me react to that. And that's how you build the trust in the game. It's not just showing idols. It's that kind of moments where everyone's like, yeah, no, we vibe with Sophie. She's with us. You other two losers are the ones we're going to vote out. She wasn't even a thought. She wasn't even a question.
Yep. Another thing. I'm going to put this out there, guys. I'm going to read some of your guys' comments right now. If you guys are new here, hit that sub button, hit the like button, hit the bell notification so you're notified when we go live, and get your comments read live. We don't normally do this on this podcast, but Johnny's not here, so we are reading everyone's comments live on stream. So if you
Jonny
have a hot button, yeah, here you go, Johnny. Johnny's in Chicago right now, living it up with
say what's up to Jam.
Yeah, he's with Jam.
Yeah.
But we are here going to talk about all of your guys' comments. So one comment I will bring up, we will get to this later, but I do think there's something to talk about here. There's actually a lot I want to say about this. Appreciated Matt playing hard. Was hoping for a double shot in the dark. Double shot in the dark would be an interesting twist if they added that in. Juan says it probably worked one time when she shared that with the Tinder date, and he said it was cool when he just wanted to be like, well, you know. Like the whole blackhead thing. That is pretty funny.
Yeah, that's cool, or whatever. What's this jar, baby? Yeah. Oh, that's my collection of blackheads. Oh, cool.
Right, cool.
Well, it's 2 a.m. and I'm not going to go home right now, so.
Tatsuya says, I'd rather hear about Sage blackheads. I can't stand Riz God self-promotion every second. That's another thing.
No way. Riz God for life. I'm a Riz God guy. I love a Riz God.
I love Riz God.
Give me Survivor with 12 Riz Gods. That's all I want.
I love Riz God. I think he's playing a good game. I do agree.
Me too.
In this episode, we got way too much RIZGOD. Like that's the thing. It was like the show. I'm sure he's probably said it 30 times on confessionals, but the show decided we're really going to lean into it this episode. Did they not?
Yeah, that's because he's going to go home next episode.
No, I think he goes far. We know he's on 50, so we know he's going to go far. He's at least making jury. There's no way they're bringing someone from early, pre-jury vote to be back on 50.
Would. Yes, they would.
They. He's okay. Where's he going to go right now in the situation he's in? Is
that why Johnny wasn't invited back for 50?
He had to get the Riz God there.
I'm sorry. Yeah. No, I do think it was a lot of Riz God. I do like a Riz God, but it was a lot.
Now, I do want to also point out there, guys. So Shannon is rubbing Alex the wrong way with her antics. Like, the thing is, she did the whole let's go and meditate by the ocean on the very first episode, and it worked. It worked for that tribe. The Red tribe truly loved it. They were like, I can work with this, what have you. If it were me out there, I might have felt differently. But she tries the same antics again because it clearly worked the first time. But when you're already on the outs, when you're already the 2 against 4/1, should you be putting yourself in a position where you give them any ounce of credit to go against you?
Nope, because here's the thing. There's two parts of this, and we've talked about this on podcasts that I've been on this. So it's a little bit of a retread, so I'll be quick. But two things. First of all, these people are not day one in Survivor establishing themselves as characters. They're whatever, day 5, day 6.
Yeah.
People are starving. I ain't putting up with your bullshit. I'm barely alive. I have to focus on playing this game. I don't care what you're saying unless it's about this game. The other side of that is Gabe and Jonny have both said, like, when someone does this, everybody has to go do it. Because if you don't do it, you're giving somebody a reason to not vote you out. And so everyone's like, are we really going to wake up at 5 a.m. and go do yoga with this lady? No, vote her out. We are not going to wake up and do yoga anymore. We're sleeping. We're going to sleep until we have to wake up to go do something. Please, I'm so tired. Like that's all it is. So yeah, you don't do this shit. Not on the new tribe after the tribe swap.
And I do want to bring up Sophie B. Her way of playing the game, going into this section of the game where she's clearly the one who is like the one person who she knows, given every situation we've ever seen, where you're the one against the 2 tribes going against each other, you go with the majority and you tell them everything they want to hear and that you're going to be loyal to them. You love them.
Yep.
Tell them stuff about your whole tribe because then it builds trust with them. The fact that she told Savannah that Alex had an idol and used it in the last tribal council, it's genius. That's exactly what you should do. The fact that like we see Sophie B and she is playing the best game, in my opinion, out there. She's playing exactly how you should. And given the fact that she's had so much shit she's had to deal with being on the disaster tribe, and then going in and doing that and showing Savannah, hey, this is the trust I want to give you. Here's a little nugget to prove my trust. Like, I couldn't be more impressed with her game.
I'll tell you who really impressed me this episode was, and we didn't really get much from her, but just she stood out, especially specifically in the challenge, was MC. MC really crushed that challenge, and I'm like, they like highlighted her enough that it's like, okay, she's around for a while, and her lack of being in the edit right now is not because she's not important. It's more of like, oh no, she's going to be very important later. Like she's a later character. We're saving her for later. Look, she's very good at this challenge thing. She like crushes this challenge. She'll be far. You know,
Who did you say, MC?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think MC, especially since she has that beware advantage. I do think. Oh, and finally we got some clarity on the beware advantage.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
We got some clarity in the fact that even if you have that, I can't use till my tribe goes to tribal council, and you might not be in the same beach, they still allow you to find the idol and give you the opportunity to save your vote. I love that. I did not want to see someone get screwed.
No, screwed because they got randomly changed with rags. Yeah, I agreed.
Well, and also the fact that you'd be screwing someone who found a beware advantage, but you're screwing them over because they won. And they continue to win. Like that's not their fault because they were being good at the challenges and they won and found an advantage. They should get the opportunity to save their vote. And I like that. What did you think of the others in the tribe helping Rizzo?
I think it's fine. Rizzo fucked up by telling anybody about it. So whatever happens from there, I think is a mistake. I don't think, you find an advantage or an idol or anything in this game and you really can't, you should not, nobody should know. Not a single person should know. Nobody should know until they have to know because you are playing it and you are saving yourself from going home because that's all that matters.
Arturita says, bartender, who's the surfer bro? It's my good friend Wayne Memmott. He is on here with us from Reality After Show. He's on here on the Survivor After Show every week with me, Jonny, and Gabe.
Not every week, don't lie.
Okay, well, nearly every week. You're pretty consistent.
A few. I'm very consistent. I'm a stand-up comedian. I live in Cincinnati. I'm friends with Jonny Fairplay. I've never been on reality TV, but I watch it all and I like talking about it, and I'm not shy of sharing my opinions. And I get a little bit stoned and drunk beforehand, so I a little bit looser with my opinions.
And he's a great stand-up comedian. So go follow him at Wayne Memmott on Instagram and social media. Go follow him.
And if you're in or around Cincinnati, Ohio, I run a weekly comedy show at the Comet Bar on Saturday nights. You can come see it. We bring in the nation's best touring comedians. I'm there often. Shoot me a message on Instagram. I'm not hard to get a hold of.
There you go. All right, so let's get back into the episode. There's a couple things I want to talk about before we get to the challenge portion. I know we've kind of been all over the board, but like we're going to try to get back on track here. A couple things I want to bring up is Jason reveals to Savannah and a couple others that he has a strong bond with the Hina tribe, but he wants to help protect them when they get to a merge at some point. There's much more about Jason I want to get into, but this is terrible.
Yeah, that's really, 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 really bad. Hey, you have to lie. You have to lie. Yeah. Hey, I was an alternate. They didn't even want me to play. They had me at the bottom of their tribe. They didn't want me at all. I think I was the next one voted out. Matt was super good with them. You start throwing every single person under the bus to show them that you're ready to flip, that when you come back together and you start getting all this information from them. And then if they have the numbers, then you go right back to your tribe. If the people you're with have the numbers, guess what? I don't even know that old tribe anymore. And you got your new people, like that's.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't say that. I like Jason a lot. That was an extreme misplay.
Oh, he has many misplays in this episode. And this one I felt very strongly on. It's because you're already in a position where clearly the numbers are not on your side. And if you're a fan of the show, you have to lean into the fact that I'm not working with that other side. You guys are the ones I want to work with. Mm-hmm. I will do anything you guys say, anyone but me. Do the Sandra strategy like we heard multiple times in this episode.
Dude, it's a simp off. It's just a simp off. It's like, yes, daddy. What? And you just have to simp. It is all it is. It's Sophie played it so perfectly. She simped her ass off, and she is now part of the core five.
Why do we not get this more often? And here's the thing. I don't even think she's just a part of the core five. I think Jawan goes before her if this tribe went that far into it.
I think she might be a core four. I agree with you 100%. Yeah.
Like she's worked herself so well into it, being like, here's a little nugget. Here's a little information from what happened with my tribe. Guess what? No one else is here to defend it. So guess what? Here you go. And then guess what? I want to be with you. I want to work with you. That shows people trust. That shows people, hey, you're willing to tell them what's going on and that you actually want to work with them. And you're so all in on them, they're going to be like, why wouldn't I work with you? It did help the fact that, she probably looks like someone that Savannah would hang out with, in her real life. So that is like a personal connection that she made there. But even if she was a 6'3", 150-pound dude, like she would 1,000% work with someone like this just because they're being so honest and open when these other two guys that are in a majority tribe are giving them shit.
Yeah, I also think that both Matt, and I don't even know if we necessarily saw it, but I think both Matt and Jason were probably the same way. I think they probably assessed that both of these guys are loyal, and if they get back, they're going to just rejoin up. And so which one do we want to hang out with least, or whatever? Matt's spinning all this stuff, playing super hard, which we talked about, which I think you should, but
I would rather go out with like how Matt went out rather than how Jason's playing. I'll say that a million times over. The thing that I do want to bring up, because this was pre-challenge, I do want to bring up Matt revealing his job, his original job where he worked in finance. Why would you do that? That just puts unnecessary target on your back. It gives people like, oh, well, he's kind of being shady if he didn't even tell his original tribe this.
Right.
Like, there's just no reason to ever bring that up. Lean into the fact that you work at the airport.
You're just an airport guy. Airport guy.
So
yeah.
It's just frustrating. And then last thing I want to get into before we get into the actual challenge portion of it and then move on from there. Christina brings up the story about her mom, and this one really, really resonated with me, right? So obviously, like you guys see me on stream, like I have a couple beers, I hang out and stuff and have a good time. That's one thing. But back in the day, and I know none of you know about this because I've never brought this up on stream, I did have an addiction issue with pills and with different forms of pills and stuff. I used to be
Hell yeah, party.
a
I'm kidding.
I used to be a Norco addict. I used to be a Kratom addict, for those of the people that know this stuff. And that shit was like, I was at my rock bottom. I was really at a point where I had a lot of stuff in my life that maybe like deep rooted stuff I didn't ever really resonate like to the forefront of my memory, but I got past it. I originally got past my Norco addiction, which thank God I did. But then next thing I knew, I stepped into Kratom, and I did that for 7 years. So I definitely feel
Kratom,
like,
is that the Kratom
yes,
that you can
yes.
like buy at like a
Some people
store?
say Kratom, whatever. Yeah, you can
I
buy it
always
at the
said
store.
Kratom.
Yeah, I
That
said
was
Kratom.
Kratom. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
And I did that for 7 years, and that was like a big part of my life for a while. That's why I was so
Shit.
skinny for a long period of time. When you guys probably saw me on stream on RSAP and other streams where I was much skinnier because I was on that stuff, and it got to the point where I was taking a ton a day. I won't reveal the number, but I was taking a ton, and
Shit.
I would even lie about it to people in my life. You know, I would hide a lot of the facts because I was an addict and I wasn't able to deal with the fact that I could share that information with people because I was kind of ashamed of it, or I hid it from a lot. Even my wife, I hid it from her for a long period of time. It was a big struggle in a relationship, but my wife found out about it. I admitted everything. I told her I needed to get the help I needed, and I didn't go to rehab. I just kind of cold turkeyed it, did it on my own. I've been able to do that every time where I just cold turkeyed it and got through it. It sucked. I had 6 months of like really bad withdrawals off of Kratom, so don't ever do that because it's terrible. The withdrawal is worse than Norcos. I will say that. But I got off of it. And yes, I have drinks occasionally and I do stuff like that. I don't think that's taken over my life. I can handle my things. I went to therapy where therapy helped out a lot. So this kind of story, hearing this from Christina, like really hit home. Anytime I hear about any kind of like addiction stuff, that really resonates with me because it can, you know, you guys know me from the stream. You know me from YouTube. Rob has a podcast here at Reality After Show, what have you. Some of you would have never guessed that I was on those things when I was on the podcast. And it can take all shapes and forms because you don't.
No, I can definitely say I would never have guessed that you were addicted to Kratom. I didn't even know you could be. I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at your addiction.
No,
I'm just
but
this
it's
is
true.
a form of entertainment. But you just said you never would have guessed if you said, "Hey, I was a former addict." I would have guessed that part. On what? Never Kratom. I'd have gotten 20 or 30 deep before I got to Kratom. I was like,
it's
what's
true,
that shit they sell at vape shops? What, that shit?
Yeah. It's
Dang.
crazy, right? So
That's wild.
So the thing,
I'm
like,
I'm glad you're like not doing it. I'm glad that you're.
Oh yeah, no, and I got through
healthy.
it. I went to therapy. It saved my relationship. It saved my marriage.
Good.
Like, and it just like, it was something that because I was just so addicted. And so like, I took it in the morning, afternoon, night, everything, like all parts of my day. I was on that.
When you're hiding shit from the people that you love the most, that's when you know you're addicted. That's exactly it. That's when you know you need to get help. You're like, how do I know if I need help? If you're hiding and lying to people that you love the most, then then you're addicted and you need to get help.
So if there's people out there, I just want you to know, and that's why the Christina mom story really resonated with me, because I've always hesitated to reveal that part of my life to anyone on stream. I know my wife might be listening in the background being like, why did you say anything? But like, the thing is, like, at the end of the day, I think those things I do think those things are important, and I think they are something that the thing is, you could be an everyday person and have a completely normal life, and addiction is still a part of it. Okay. Addiction doesn't have a face. It has many faces.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, thank you for sharing that, Bobby, first of all. And I agree with you 100% that this was like, I think that our podcast has been critical about Survivor in the early new era, like forcing in, these kind of, I'll call them puff pieces. I don't want to be disrespectful to Christina and her story and say it's a puff piece, but previously it has been. And this was like, oh, here's where a conversation is happening on the beach. And then the production probably prodded Christina to say that story in the confessional. We know how TV works, but it's like you took a real thing and then you brought the like side, you know, it mattered to what was happening on the island. It wasn't just like, and then here's this sad story. It mattered because they were talking about it.
Yeah. And I'm happy to say I'm 14 months clean of that stuff.
Hell yeah.
I haven't looked back. Don't want to look back.
Shit, I knew you when you were addicted to Kratom.
Yep. Oh no, a lot of people knew me when I was addicted. No one knows. I hid that shit from everyone. Yeah, and I was taking like a ton, dude. Like you'd be shocked by the number. But
I don't even know. I don't even know anything about it to try and guess the number. Is it a kilos thing or is it
you can get it as like a powder that you put in a drink, or you can get it in pill form, which I got in pill form, and I would get it direct from the manufacturer. And the thing is, like, it was just so easily attainable because you can buy it anywhere, but it is terrible for you. So people, please do not do not take it. It makes you feel like you're taking a Norco. Dude, and it's just
it starts with a K. It starts with a K. The name of it starts with a K. That nothing good. Ain't nothing good out there to put in your body that starts with a K.
The other thing I want to put out there is like I have no problem against weed. I have no problem against drinking. Like I understand those things are bad for you, but like we're all do it recreationally, right? And I still have a good time. I still can enjoy life. But the thing is, like those type of things, they can really take control, and they can take control hard without you even knowing. And next thing you know, you're fully enthralled in it, and then getting off of it seems scarier than staying on it. So if you are one of those people that does deal with any kind of, you know, pill addiction, alcohol addiction, what have you, I know I'm not the best representative, but I do want to say like you can do it. I've quit it. I've quit smoking. I've quit chewing. I've quit kratom. I've quit Norco.
Everything.
I've quit.
Hell yeah.
I've quit weed for 10 years because of my job. Like you can absolutely do it if you put your mind to it. It sucks. It sucks to get through, but I want you to know that you can always reach out to me at Goodsby Bobby if you have any questions, if you're struggling, if you just need help on what the motivation is. And my motivation was my wife and kid. I didn't want to lose them. So if you have a motivation, if you have a why, if you have anything, please know I'm there for you. There's other people out there. And I think Christina's story it rings true for a lot more people than you probably know.
Yep. You can do it. Put your back into it. All right.
Yeah. I just wanted to go on a little tangent about that because it did hit home.
That's a good tangent. Good tangent, Bobby. I agree. Reach out to Bobby. If you reach out to me, I'll just roast you. No, I'm just kidding. I won't roast you. I have a heart. I'm just trying to be funny because it's a podcast.
Yes. So sorry to bring it kind of on a downer, but I just thought that was
not a downer. That's real stuff. That's reality after show stuff.
It is real stuff.
Yeah. So we get to this challenge, and they don't have to go over or under anything. They have to one person from each team has to carry 10 blocks across the balance beam. A very wide, looks pretty easy. First of all, the second time that they said Matt didn't make it, he absolutely made it. They've called that made it in so many times. I think Jeff said he didn't make it because he didn't have control of the block. He made it, whatever. So Matt and MC go against each other, and they have to carry these big blocks across, or no, small blocks. They carry the small ones, and then there's 10 big blocks that that the rest of the tribe has to carry across on these two balance beams. They're balanced in the middle. It's a lot of balance. It's a lot of teamwork. They're going up and over some balance beams. They get to the end, and then I actually really liked this challenge because it was like low production value. Because then it's like stack the bricks. Stack them up. That's it. That's all you have to do. Just stack them up. And they had to like stand on. There wasn't an obvious like this is how you do it to this challenge, and I liked that. And they had to like tribe together and really figure out how to solve this puzzle. And it wasn't like a die cut puzzle of like an African shade tree or whatever. They like or a sea turtle or whatever. Yes. It's like a real life kind of puzzle. It's not Sudoku or whatever.
It's a wits kind of like a puzzle where it's not I know how to solve puzzles so I can solve it quickly like Jason does every single episode. And that's what I loved about it. I've been so critical about production and their challenges this season because we saw one tribe just really sucks at puzzles and they're screwed no matter what. This puzzle was like, you have to figure out how you're going to get up there. And it's more of a physical / wits type of thing. I loved it. I think this is the best challenge of the season, bar none. And it was not even close. Like, this was so good.
I will say that in order to make it a little bit better, I think just a little bit, and this might be balancing the lack of food or whatever. Instead of having one person have to carry over like 2 loads of bricks, they should have been like, everybody has to carry 3. So send everybody across, and then they
Yeah.
have to walk back over, and then everybody's got to get that thing across or whatever. Just to add a little bit more rotations to that, give a more chance of a failure, less chance of one person to be like the reason why that, to be an easy vote out because you sucked at that challenge or whatever. That's
and also to play devil's advocate about the whole tower thing. I agree with you on that, but the tower thing is, what if we got a tribe of all short people, right? Like, well, let's say MC wasn't on that tribe. She was on the other tribe. Like, it was kind of set up where you couldn't do it if you didn't have at least one tall person.
No, Rizzo figured it out. He just figured it out too late. I was going to point this out, is at the end, like when MC is like in her cheerleader pose where they finally figure out like, oh, MC's super fucking strong and tall. Hold her ankles. She can balance the rest because she's got a strong core. Rizzo was stacking the blocks. They were handing him the blocks, and then he was going to put the last one up that was going to have all 4 blocks on top of it, because they were like, hey, hand him the blocks, and he had one. He was stacking them up, and then he was going to get it because he knew they weren't going to get all the way to the top.
What do you think also of like putting your hands in a position where you're holding like 3 at once and then putting that up like that?
That's
what
he was doing. That's what he was doing. Yeah, his last stack, they had 4 left, and he was going to put 4 on top of each other, and then put that stack of 4 on top.
I feel
so
like
that it's
all he had to do though was take that last block off real quick, add it, and then go back to that last block. But he didn't think about it in that moment.
Yeah.
So and also Matt completely struggled in this competition. Like, they would have dominated had Matt not struggled multiple times in this challenge.
Yeah, Matt was a struggle. Whatever. I don't know if Matt chose to be in that position, but if he chose, he should not have chosen to be in that position. Let Riz God, this young Riz God, he's full of bravado or whatever. But
yeah, so
know that was the other team.
Oh yeah. So I do want to bring, so that was the challenge. Obviously, we see New Kaylee win the challenge, win their first immunity all season. So Alex has got to feel pretty good about himself. But we come back from the challenge and we see New Hina talking, and we see them obviously find Rizzo's idol. We've already talked about that, so I don't want to bring up too much of that. We'd mentioned the whole too much Riz God situation. But Jason, I want to get to the Jason and Matt of it all. So 2 different strategies here, right? Jason is playing the, I don't want to give a name. I just want to sit back and tell you, like, I'm not giving a name. You could see in that conversation that he had with, I believe it was Rizzo and Sophie B, where Rizzo was asking him, like, okay, well, it's down to you and Matt. So what would you say about Matt? Would you vote for Matt? And he's like, oh, so it's just down to those 2? Like, he was shocked because Sophie was there that he couldn't bring up the Sophie of it all. It's like, bro, if you're a fan of the show, how do you not know that Sophie's clearly not the one on the outs here? You're the one in the team, the other team with the same amount of numbers that this other team that has the majority here. You're clearly one of the 2 targets. They're going to go after you, or they're going to go after Matt. And the way he plays it, where he talks about how I don't want to give a name. I want to be like a crab going back into my hole, showing my hands, but not saying anything. Like, that's awful gameplay. It's just terrible. And it was so frustrating to watch, because it's like, dude, all you have to do is say, listen, I'll work with you guys. If Matt's giving you any doubts, then let me know, because I'm going with you guys. And then that means I'm on the outs if he's not telling me the same information. Play it like that.
Well, you also have to, I mean, this is the weird thing where both Matt and Jason, I am a firm believer in taking the vote at hand, but they're in a position where they actually have to think 2 votes ahead. And you have to start setting yourself up as not only as the choice above Matt, but also the choice above Sophie. Because what if you lose again? What if it's not a puzzle that you can whip through and you win? Like, I'm pretty confident, Jason's like, okay, but if it's a puzzle, we'll probably win. We're not weakest and we could probably get there, but you got to start pitching yourself like, making yourself more of an asset to them than even Sophie, which is a tough, because now it's just 1-2. It's very easy, and you're probably not going to go. They're probably going to merge at 5.
Yeah, and another thing too is the fact that with Jason playing that coy and that defensive of like, oh, I'm still original Hina strong, and I will not give out a name. That is just like you're putting more of a target on yourself when all you have to do is whatever you're
lie.
Lie. You're in a
lie.
Game. You're
You
in a
have
game
to
for
lie.
$1 million.
Please, Paramount, just put me on Survivor. I promise you,
Yes.
I will lie to everybody and they will never know. I will just lie. I'll lie the whole time. I learned it from our president, Donald Trump. You just lie. You lie so much that they can never catch you in a lie.
And here's the thing. I put out my audition tape for Survivor, so we'll see if I hear back from them. But I
did too. I will. It's a bad one. Yeah, I did.
Good. Well, hopefully one of us gets on.
Yeah, I'm starting now for like a couple years from now because my kids are too young for me to really want to leave. Like I could, if I got the call, my family would probably support it, but I'm hoping for the next couple rounds of casting.
And you and I are kind of aging out, right? We're getting to the point where we'll be the later years people.
I mean,
on the cast.
Nate's 44. Yeah, I'll definitely be one of the older guys. But here's the thing. I don't know about you, Great Top, but I look youthful, baby. People think I'm in my lower 30s until they see the hairline and it's going back real far. But
listen, I've been gray since I was 18, so that's not going to change, right? Like there's nothing I can do there unless I dye my hair before I go. And the thing was, my beard was untouched for many years until recently, and now it's in my beard. I'm like, how fucking dare you? This was off limits.
Yeah, they'll catch on to my age by the end of the Survivor when the beard comes in. They're like,
we're gonna be like,
that guy ain't 27.
We're 27.
Risk God.
yeah, that's cinema, bro.
Yeah, dude, so total cinema. I'm gonna get so many tattoos before I go on. I'm gonna get a bunch of fresh tats.
It's so
Keep
based.
them all guessing. Yeah,
it's so based.
Dude, 6'7".
Wait, what'd you say?
6'7".
6'7". What's 6'7"?
I don't know. They say it. The youth, they say it. It's a thing. I promise you. Go up to a youth of teens and say 6'7". They're like,
I'll probably look like a dumbass. I have no idea. First off, I'm never going to go up to a group of teens and talk to them, let alone.
Yeah, don't talk to teens. Actually, no, that's true. Don't talk to teens. You don't need to.
Secondly,
8-year-olds.
If anything, I'll talk to like a 19, 20-year-old that I work with at work and be like, yo, that shit we did today at work, that was POG.
What's that mean?
POG means
pineapple,
like cool.
Orange, guava. Oh.
It means like cool, like that POG, like you're good. It's like a gaming term.
Oh, POG is pineapple, orange, guava in my world. That's what I think. That's my POG.
I do want to bring up Tatsu as a comment. My newest art project: draw Sophie B, lost puppy human hybrid with oversized men's shoes. I mean, if that's your new hybrid, go for it.
Do it. Don't use AI. You got to do it for real.
Don't be like me and use ChatGPT for everything.
Yeah. No, dude, all those questions you ask it, that's just bottles of water down the drain.
And now I do want to get to the Matt gameplay, right? So Matt had a different strategy where Matt was like, oh, I'll give a name, but it's going to be a name of your side. And here's the thing. Even though I disagree with how Matt played, and I think Matt could have survived this episode had he been a little smarter, at least he tried, right? He threw out a name. He went to Jawan, said, hey, we have this bond from when we went on the journey. Let's work together. Let's, you're clearly on the outs on your side. What if you're not on the outs anymore? If you came with me, we can actually make a move. That I can appreciate that. Even though it didn't work out, it wasn't probably the best gameplay. It's a hell of a lot better than Jason's, no?
So, yes, agreed. Better gameplay, right process, poor results because of two things. Juwan does not think he's on the bottom because they haven't played enough Survivor for anybody to feel like they're on the bottom yet. And Sophie was so immediately brought into the other tribe, so visibly immediately brought in that even if you're like, hey, me and Jason, why don't you come work with me and Jason? Cool. Now we just have a bigger minority because Sophie ain't coming over with us.
Well, and here's the other thing too: is
it takes Jason. It takes Jason and Matt being a coordinated effort. It takes Matt going off and talking to Jawan, Jason going off and talking to Sophie, Jason going off and talking to Jawan, like getting Sophie and Jawan together. It takes moving all these pieces and be like, they're so strong. Let's blow this up early. Like, let's play Survivor. Let's the four of us come together and create this new four and flip it and blindside. But it takes somebody getting excited about that, and nobody's excited about that because they wanted to play. Oh, we've got 6 people in our tribe. Let's get 4 and vote out 2 until we have to actually play the game of Survivor.
Well, and here's the other problem too. We got to the point where Jawan, like you said, doesn't know he's on the outs on this tribe, right? He thinks because obviously they're the 4, even if he is on the outs, he still has the numbers to keep him alive and he can kind of maneuver from there.
For 3 more votes.
Yep. Yeah. So that's saying he at least knows he's on the outs, right? Secondly, Matt didn't realize that Sophie B was completely with that side. Like he obviously showed that in tribal council that he was oblivious to the fact that she's completely with him and he wasn't knowledgeable on that fact that he probably thought there was a chance of her siding with them. And then he just has to flip one, right? Then he has to flip Jawan. Right. So the process in his brain was correct. I will never knock him for that because one, he thought Jason's going to be with me no matter what. It's smarter for him. It's better for our numbers. 2, he thinks Sophie B is on the outs, and maybe there was conversations they had where Sophie definitely ignited that flame that was a possibility, and we just didn't see it on the episode proper. And then 3, he saw Jawan as the outcast, which was the correct read, and it was absolutely the right way to go. But Jawan was never going to turn on him because he has the numbers. Why would he do that? And maybe in other seasons this works out, and we're praising Matt as, man, he's a hell of a player. It just didn't work out, and they kind of gave him a little bit of a dodo at it, which I don't think is fair if you really look at the nuts and bolts of it all.
The thing is Sophie's the only person in this tribal that's played Survivor. She's played 3 episodes of Survivor. Everybody else is their first time at tribal council.
Yep. Yeah.
So she is exhausted. And she's like, oh, I'm cool over here. I'm cool. I'm done. Let me take a break. I've been playing this fucking game for so long. I want a break, and everyone else is excited, but then they've gotten up. Yeah, I just right process, wrong results. Not going to knock them. And I do, now that you say it, I do disagree with his like kind of like dodo edit because it wasn't dodo gameplay.
It was the right gameplay, 100%.
Right.
If you really think about it, and like everything I just said, if you really think about it, his process was correct. You think Sophie's on the outs, you could probably get her in, even though he's probably discounting the fact that Sophie's going to go with whoever the majority was. Then 2, you have to know Jason's 100% with you, which what we've seen in past episodes was they had a 4, but Jason wasn't a part of it because we haven't seen Jason at all. And then 3, you have to pull one to your side. And he did pull the correct weak link. Just it was that weak link wasn't willing to make the move. And at the end of the day, he got voted out by near an unanimous decision, besides the fact that they decided to split the votes. And that's just the game. That's just, it is what it is. So I think even though he got a little bit of the dodo at it, where he was like, oh, well, you brought up Nate's name, so now Nate hates you, and now Nate has to go against you. You got to throw out a name at some point. So yeah, that's not the problem. The problem is the show didn't give us that was completely the right move.
And everybody knows that Jason's really good at puzzles, and so he might actually help them win the next immunity challenge. And so they didn't say that, but of course they all know that. Y'all know.
Yeah,
played enough challenges.
The older guy that talks about how now he works in finance and all this, or keep the guy that's clearly on the outs, never going to be, someone that's going to flip, but he's really good at challenges. Here's the other thing too. I've always said this too. If you are in the tribe that has the majority and knows you have the numbers on your side, always throw that challenge. Always. Yep. Like the fact that they were in it and they were clearly competing and trying to win. I think it's so much more of an advantage to throw that challenge when you have the numbers, even though it's risky because someone could flip. Do a way of doing it candidly where no one thinks you're actually throwing the challenge. And it kind of worked out in their favor that Matt sucks so bad at that balance beam. But like now they have the numbers even more going forward where you save the 2 that are clearly on the other side and you have a 4 that are so strong, and you brought in a fifth in Sophie that you know is with you,
Right.
is always going to be with you.
And someone's going to get voted out. You throw the challenge to keep your other side safe, so that you just are like, hey, we've got 3 votes, and then they'll probably bring us together. Like,
am I wrong here? Am I on a different planet where people don't think like this?
I have to imagine that there's something kind of either unspoken or maybe directly spoken where it's like, hey, don't throw the fucking challenge. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one wants to watch a bunch of people, because so many times, this isn't the first time you brought it up, where it is actually strategically right to throw the challenge. We should just throw the challenge. And there's got to be something where they're like, don't do that.
But you could do it candidly, right? Like, you could do it by like fumbling, or like Jawan got the freaking cord stuck under the boat.
Yeah, you could do it. Bad. You could do it once, and then you have to own up to it sometime, because it's part of your game. You have to own up to it if it's part of the gameplay. If you're like, and I threw that challenge, and then production's like, oh yeah, no, don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, so maybe even in the intro where they talk to everybody, like, hey, throwing the challenge can never be your gameplay.
Yes.
Like, it will not work out the way you think it will.
They leaned into it in the past. So why is that not a new thing?
Because it's new era where good things happen.
Where they can't have villains.
No villains.
But it strategically, people, if you're ever on I know it makes for a boring
Occam's Razor, Bobby, they're not that strategic.
I think that's more so the case.
They haven't had to play yet.
And I think Sophie B, if she was in that situation, she 100% would have done what we talked about, because she seems very strategic and very knowledgeable on how to play this game based off of everything I've seen. And I'm surprised Savannah and Rizzo didn't think about it too, but maybe they did. Maybe that's why they put Matt on the balance.
Rizzo's got too much bravado.
I don't get that. I don't get the whole bravado thing. I don't understand why, I got to play honorably, or I got to play, I got to win everything.
Bravado. I just think he thinks he can win. He just he's just this, like, he wants to win. Winning is winning. I could see Savannah doing something like that, but they didn't. So
I think if you're someone like Sophie B, you throw this 1,000 times over 1,000, right? Because at the end of the day, it sucks, and then people could also feel bad for you in the fact that you're like always at tribal council.
I don't think you do as Sophie B. I don't think you can, because you're still technically, theoretically on the outs. You're not. She's not totally adopted yet. She's not totally adopted in.
I think she understands the position she's put herself in, and I think Rizzo and Savannah, probably, we didn't see it on the episode, have made it very clear that she's the 3 of the 4. Right? Like that Jawan's always going to be on the outs compared to her. So I do think it is a little bit more of an advantage for her to do that.
Yeah.
Because then you also keep Alex safe, who's on the other side, and you don't know how he's doing on the other side, right? And Alex is going to work with you. So therefore, you're saving Alex, you're saving their numbers, you're with them, these other 2 guys are going to go, and then Jawan's going to go.
But what I'm saying is if you've thought of it, somebody else has thought of it. And theoretically, they should throw this one and the next 2 challenges.
1,000% they should. 1,000%. And it just should be a thing.
And that would be not what they want to show on TV.
Because then guess what, too? They throw the next 2 challenges. They get rid of Jason, right? And then they get rid of Jawan, which shows the other side that maybe they're not so strong if they kept Sophie B over Jawan.
And also you keep Sophie B because then Alex comes along with her.
They're so, like, are we not seeing the writing on the wall of how this season might pan out? Because, like, they're probably giving us the show edit to give it a good show and make it think, like, this is the way it's going. But, like, realistically, if you're really thinking ahead, if you're Sophie B, if you're Savannah, if you're Riz God, that is the right way to play, and it's the smarter way to play.
Yeah. Agreed.
I don't know. I digress. So, and then we get to tribal council, which we can kind of yada because there really wasn't a lot there.
We knew, we've talked about it all. Is Matt played a good game. Jason went defensive. Jason talked about playing his shot in the dark, did not play his shot in the dark.
No, and voted for Matt.
Yep.
Which it's kind of, I'll give Jason this one little bit of credit. it was smart to not play your shot in the dark there and vote for Matt.
It's absolutely better. If you know that everyone's voting for Matt, it's better to vote for Matt and be on the right side of the vote than play your shot in the dark.
Yeah, and save your shot in the dark for next time.
And not even just save it, but show them like, all right, I'll play with you guys or whatever, like, yeah, I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah, sorry. Jason just bugs me. He just is playing such a terrible game.
Yeah, I did like this episode just because we got some new people. We got some more from some new people.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. I like it so far. I do like the characters. I mean, as I'm thinking through, it's like I like MC, even though we don't know much about her. I think we will. I like Christina. I like Savannah. I like watching Riz God. I'm excited to see if Jason can turn around and play this game because he seemed to be playing a pretty good game until this episode. Like there's a lot of people like, I like Sage a lot. Yeah. I like Sage a lot, so big fans of Sophie B on the podcast. There's a lot to watch. I think I'm hoping that what Jeff kind of teased is like, this is a crazy, he's always going to say that, but I'm hoping that there's some crazy cool gameplay that happens. I think it's going to be, I have a feeling it's going to be mediocre to fun, but I don't think there's going to be anything crazy cool that happens, but maybe someone's shot in the dark lands. Who knows?
So yeah, with that being said, guys, I'm going to try to see if I can get Gabe and Fairplay when they get back into town to do a podcast about this episode. Cause I'm sure you guys want to hear their opinions as well.
Fairplay usually does that they usually do that on Fridays. He usually does something on Fridays.
Yeah, he's in Chicago right now with Jam Jam doing their live watch party. I hope it went well. Gabe is also at the Bryson Wynn event, where he's at in, I believe, Baltimore, but it might be somewhere else that they're doing it. So shout out to those guys. They will be back next week. Wayne will be back next week with all things hopefully pan out. Hopefully you'll be back next week.
I'll just share with everybody. I've been managing a bar for 2.5 years, and the owner of the bar unexpectedly died 2 weeks ago. He's a very good friend of mine, but I've been thrusted to this position of running this bar, which I was already kind of doing, but it's just taking up a lot of time. And I also have a young family, and I prioritize them over everything else. So I'm around a lot. Yeah. And nobody gives me any shit for it, but I'll just tell if they're like, hey, I like that Wayne guy. Why is he around all the time? That's why I probably got called into work or whatever,
Hey, I appreciate you being here with me tonight because otherwise it would be just me, and I would be a mess with
nobody wants that. That's a live stream. No, they've seen your live stream. No, I'm pumped to be here. This is great.
Yeah, no, and here's another thing. Talking about my live stream, quick promo. I'll be live tomorrow, 12 noon Pacific to 2 p.m. Pacific. If you guys haven't checked that out, I will be live. Go follow me at Goodsby Bobby on social media on Instagram and X/Twitter. At Goodsby Bobby and twitch.tv/Bobby Goodsby. If you want to follow me on there, follow us here on After Show at After Show on YouTube. If you aren't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that bell notification so you're notified when we go live. Go ahead, Wayne.
I'll give a plug. Follow me at Wayne Memmott on Instagram. Yes. I don't post a ton right now, but I'm building up a lot of clips. I have a special coming out. So when I'm ready to go on the road, you will start seeing a lot more from me. But I have a YouTube page. I put videos out there. And if you're interested in my comedy company, it's called Bombs Away Comedy. You can follow us. We have a bunch of headliners. If you're in and around Cincinnati, we do shows all over Cincinnati. Come on out. Just shoot me a message. I'll give you a discount code for cheap tickets. Come to a show. If you're like within an hour and a half, I promise you it's worth it. Come check it out. Or just follow us and help us out at Bombs Away Comedy. Follow at Wayne Memmott. We all need followers. So just follow us. That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, Wayne, hopefully I'll one day be able to make it out to Cincinnati and go see one of your shows. Would love to do that.
Dude, we're going to do something. We're going to do something.
We got to get together in person. Like, this got to happen. We've been doing this for too much time. Like, we got to meet in person. Even though Johnny thinks I'm 5'2".
Dude, I feel like you're going to look down on me. I mean, I'm 6'1". You're 6'3". You're 6'3". All right. Yeah, we'll be beef boys. We'll be some big beef boys.
Big beef boys. I love it.
I'll tell you should come to Cincinnati because you'll just be amazed at how cheap everything is. Whereas I'm going to come out to visit you and I'm going to be shocked at how expensive everything is.
Oh God, I live between San Diego and LA. If you want to like lose your entire life inheritance, just know it's going to go here.
The most expensive cocktail at my bar is $8.50.
Oh, well, okay. We have really expensive wine. My bar, I mean, the martini, it's 3 ounces, is $14.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you can get a beer for $7, like a Coors Light.
We have $2 beers.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Our well drinks are $8 for like Jose Cuervo's soda, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's about right.
And
That's
then,
not crazy.
but we also have Richard Hennessy, which is $200 a shot. So,
no, we don't have any of that shit.
Yeah, we have wines that are like up there too.
California, you got better burritos. Automatically. Listen, our food is really good, but it ain't California Mexican food.
And here's the thing. Hot take. This is gonna be a hot take, just like we had the hot
Don't
take.
say it. Don't you fucking say it. You're gonna be wrong.
No, okay, well, you don't know what I'm gonna say, but Central California has better Mexican food than Southern California, and I'm throwing it out there.
Oh, I don't know enough about that. Yeah, I don't have an opinion.
I'm from Central California.
That could be true.
It's great.
I believe it.
My wife says, and I'm married Hispanic, so my wife says I'm crazy.
Oh yeah. Don't bring your wife to my restaurant.
Here's the thing, though. One day we will get together. We will do a live podcast at some point with all of us in person. I wanted this to happen. It's got to happen. Also,
yeah, too bad we're gonna have to go to North Carolina for that to happen, probably.
Dude, honestly, okay, Johnny, you pay for it. We're all there. Honestly, I think we'd make a great live show, and I think we'd have an audience if we just made it in a place that people could come to. Let us know in the comments if you want to have a live Survivor after show or just whatever, Big Brother show, what have you, with all of us there in person. In what city would you want as well? So majority rules in that situation. Last thing I want to say is, guys, like I said, we appreciate you guys here. Check out our other content. We have a lot of great content here at Reality After Show. You guys kill it. Leave a comment. Leave anything. Anything helps us with the algorithm. Without you guys, this is not possible. We read your comments live here. I know we normally don't do that, but we're trying to change it up, shake it up, because we saw what happens on my live stream.
We're doing it every time. I'm telling Johnny and Gabe they're wrong. We're doing it. Come back and comment. We want, as long as it's not hateful and it's on topic, we're gonna read it.
Yeah. I feel like there was something else I was gonna say, but I've already lost it. But you guys are awesome, and we will see you guys next week here with the Survivor After Show immediately following the East Coast airing. So until then, he's Wayne Memmott. I'm Bobby Goodsby. Shout out to Jonny Fairplay and Gabe. We will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.